Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Talk That Stick. I'm your host, Matt.
CJ.
And Jared.
Today we're going to be doing our preseason previews for the Anaheim Ducks, the Boston Bruins, and the Arizona Coyotes.
Goated.
100% boys, alright.
There's no snow.
For all of you that don't know, Matt's a closet Arizona fan, so he's going to have a good time with this one.
Massive Arizona Coyotes fan. They're at least my third favorite team.
Okay, let's get this warmed up, boys.
Alright, we're going to start with one of your boys, Patrick Hornqvist, retiring at the age of 36.
Morning.
He had 264 goals, 279 assists for 543 points in 901 games played in the show.
Guess what he was?
What?
A team guy.
No, but honestly,
Gritty.
shout out to Patrick Hornqvist. I think he's gonna make the Hall of Fame one day. A little bit of a hot take. Back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. They don't win that cup without Hornqvist, man. Was a good guy, team guy, and I think he makes the Hall of Fame.
That's a bit of a stretch for me.
Yeah, I don't think he makes the Hall of Fame.
No.
I think he definitely makes the Hall of Fame.
If you're not a point per game player, I don't think you make it into the Hall.
Dude, just based off his grittiness alone, I think he makes the and the
Yeah,
name, horny, dude. He's horny to make it in there. You better believe it.
Yeah,
If you're going on the based on grittiness alone, you think Matt Cook should go into the Hall of Fame?
I definitely think Matt Cook should be in the Hall of Fame.
Penguins fans, man, I tell you. Anze Kopitar signs an extension with LA, 2 years for $7 million a season.
I think it's good. I think Anze Kopitar, it's more of a respect thing coming from LA. He's been there like a long time, his whole career, right? And they're not really gonna do anything. They're not gonna go to the cup or anything like that. So, but he's a good team leader, team guy.
I think LA's in that weird zone right now that Calgary's been in a few times. And like not even just Calgary, but those teams that are like they get to a point where they slump off and then they get decent enough to make the playoffs, but you know they're not actually competitive for the cup. Like it's just like one of those like gray zones where you're not really good, but you're not like bad. So you can't get any good draft picks. You're just in like that weird zone where it's like you're just kind of chilling. You know?
I think LA could probably be sneaky good this year. Just looking at their center depth, right, with Kopitar, Dubois, and Deneau.
Well, now that they have
the top three centers in the league. Sorry, not three centers in the league. In terms of center depth, top three in the league.
I think
in terms of center depth.
I'm like, what do you mean top three?
No.
I think they make the wild card spot this year. I know they made the playoffs this year, but
you think they drop off?
I think they drop off. I mean, look at all the other teams that are stepping up this year, right?
Well, who would jump ahead of them then?
Seattle, Arizona.
What? Arizona's in a different division.
Dude, I don't care. Arizona's winning the cup next year, boys. So who knows?
And then we have Pavel Zadina in Detroit. They agreed to mutually terminate his contract, so he leaves $4.5 million on the table to become a free agent and bets on himself. You're saying he's going to Calgary?
He should come to Calgary. Play with Sharon Govich.
I'm actually hearing some rumblings. I'm hearing he's going to go to the Rangers.
Ooh.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing he's going to go to the Rangers. Can you imagine that lineup with it? He's a good player.
Yeah, he's an alright player. He's got some skills, got some offensive pop.
I think being in Detroit, like, a dumpster fire of an organization for the last couple of years, except for when Stevie Y took over.
Did Stevie Y just suck the life out of him?
Yeah, pretty much. But keep in mind, now Detroit's they're starting to progress, right? And starting to make that progress. And
just sick of his house getting robbed. Like he's on 8 Mile Lake.
How far do you think Detroit goes here? Oh, speaking of Detroit, Alex DeBrincat gets traded there, eh, boys? What do you guys think about that?
Absolutely massive trade. Obviously, Ottawa had to trade him because he didn't want to sign a long-term extension, so they had to find a fit for him somewhere, and they sent him to Detroit.
The haul back was
Ottawa gets a very good haul back. A first, a fourth, Kubalik, who I think is a sneaky good player, and then an NA plus prospect to boot with that. So
you think Ottawa is going to make the playoffs next year?
No, I think they make wild card next year.
Yeah.
Not next year, but next year.
The year following.
Yeah.
You know what though? It's so weird because Ottawa on paper, they look kind of nasty.
Same as Buffalo.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm higher on Buffalo than I am on Ottawa. I think Buffalo, if they get off to a really good start this year, they could maybe do some damage in the regular season and fight for a wild card spot.
Screw Buffalo, man. They took my boy Zach Benson. Screw you, Buffalo.
Buffalo's goated.
And then we had Alain Vigneault retiring from coaching. He's the 10th winningest coach of all time. He's the Vancouver Canucks' most winningest coach. Do you think the guy makes the Hall of Fame in the builders category?
Yep. I think he does, man. We're not Canucks fans, us too, but you got to give a credit to the guy somehow.
You got to give him credit. He led the Canucks to their second riot, right?
He did that.
You got to give him some credit there, and he made him good for 2 years, and then he was successful somewhere else.
It was an achievement. It was an achievement alone, bro. An achievement alone to start a riot. What other coach can say they started a riot?
One other coach in Canucks history.
Who?
I can't remember
Alain
his name.
Vigneault, he got so many people put in jail. It's so many people eating their honey buns, just watching his broadcast, just loving it.
Dude, he did good in the Rangers too when he was on the Rangers after that too.
And he tried to do his best with Philly when he was there. He tried to do his best.
Everyone tries to do their best with Philly.
Is it right now Tortorella?
Yeah, Tortorella.
He's gonna have a jammer soon, boys.
But Tortorella fits the Philly culture, bro. He does.
Starts making him chase chickens and run up the stairs like Rocky.
I wonder how your boy Michikov is gonna do there.
I think he's gonna do great.
He's just nothing where
he's gonna join Torts and Gritty.
Actually,
every now and then.
I honestly think in 2 years, whenever Michikov actually decides to come to the NHL, I don't see Torts being there anyways, so.
He probably doesn't have to worry about it.
Don't you notice? Torts has this thing after the Rangers, he goes to a team for a year or two and then they get sick of him, bro.
Yeah.
Every team gets sick of him, so.
Yeah, well, he's gonna pull this thing called the Daryl Sutter effect, where he just absolutely pisses off every single player on the team and then gets fired. And then the team progresses nowhere for the next 2 or 3 years.
Dude, they should be coaches together. Can you imagine? Daryl Sutter and John Tortorella.
No.
Yeah.
In Arizona.
Basement
team. Yeah, okay, so now Daryl Sutter goes to Arizona, then they're just not a team anymore. They don't relocate, they just don't exist. They just don't exist. They just don't. You got your Mulderino 2,000 people, now you got no people. They're going to turn into a AAA house hockey team, playing in I don't even know the states that well, really.
They'll probably play in an outdoor ball hockey rink with metal bleachers.
Not even ball hockey, bro. He's in you get Daryl Sutter out there and
they'll be playing field hockey at this point.
You get Daryl Sutter in the projects, he's you guys make too much of this, coach, we're in debt now. We're not making anything off of this. You just ruined our life. Defense. He's gonna start telling them to back check and forecheck and don't betray. I can't even.
They lose every game 1-0.
Dude, I feel like John Tortorella's the kind of guy when your guy gets out of bed, he's right there. All right, boys, defense, let's go. He's right out the bed, jumping off the bed.
He's the guy at 4:30 in the morning who's sitting next to the players out with a fucking air horn, just 4:30. That's coach. He's why are you sleeping in your skates? Let's go.
Defense, boys, let's go.
Defense wins games.
Makes everyone sleep on the bench during training camp.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Don't worry about going home, boys. You'll be on the ice.
You guys think taking the iPads away was bad. Gonna start making you guys using some co-hosts soon. Little freak.
They're sleeping on the bench with their little plushies.
So we gotta cuddle the big green, the what's his name? Greedy or whatever?
Oh, yeah, Greedy.
Yeah.
The most ugliest mascot ever.
Okay,
he's the greatest mascot of all time. Okay. Don't slander my boy like that.
If you run into that guy in a back alley, you're scared.
I'm gonna die. I'm not just scared. I will die. He will come up.
You see those eyes coming up from peeking up behind the dumpster?
Yeah.
That's hey man, I'm gonna go that way.
He belongs in Philly for sure.
Oh yeah.
Could also work in Detroit too, but
Yeah.
Columbus. I don't think Stevie Y would ever let him go there.
He's from here. He wouldn't let that happen.
And then we had some big news with women's hockey. The PWHPA ratifies their CBA with the Walter Group to form a new women's league coming in January 2024.
Honestly, I'm super excited for it. I think it's about time that we expand our game to the women's side of it. Not a lot of people know any players in the women's side, and it's an unfortunate thing. So I think it'd be great to just
Well, I think that it'd be good for them to get a chance. Okay, let's be real here. The Canadian women's Olympic teams, the U.S. teams, there's so many high skilled players out there that are women, and you're really gonna sit there and tell me I'd rather have Milan Lucic instead of Sarah Nurse on my fourth line?
Yeah.
I'd rather have Sarah Nurse than Milan Lucic.
So would I.
Yeah.
You guys,
Exactly.
you guys ever remember that story where the girl goalie went into the NHL for that one?
Oh,
Tampa.
she played a game.
Yeah.
For Tampa.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Was it in the regular season or was it preseason?
I think it was
a preseason game.
It was
But-
preseason.
Yeah, it was probably
yeah.
before the 04 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
You know, like that franchise got pretty scummy after that. So
Yeah. Well, they won a cup.
They won
so.
a cup.
yeah,
So.
no.
What do you mean no? They want a cup, man.
No.
Dude, speaking of cups though, for Iggy, dude, you see he in the early 2000s and late 2000s, he's the leading goal scorer. You kind of got a feel for Iggy a little bit, man.
Dude, I feel for Iggy a lot. He's
Yeah.
one of the greatest players, and he just like never got a cup. He jumped to Pittsburgh. If he could have waited another 2 years, it would have been all right. Went to Boston, went to Colorado, went to all these teams that were supposed to win, and like every time he wasn't there, they ended up winning something.
Yeah, I know
It's not a
it's
joke.
a little unfortunate. Shout out to you again, La. You really deserve
Again,
the
La.
cup.
You're the GOAT. Speaking of that, he I don't want to talk about Flames here, but he just said that two of our prospects were looking pretty good. So if you hear that from Iggy, you know you're gonna be okay.
He just said
Dude,
some of your prospects are looking good.
Yeah, they got good work ethic. Matt Coronado and our pick from this year, Honzik.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
win the cup next year.
Hansik's
big
supposed to be
things.
good,
Yeah,
actually.
Honzik actually might be
Yeah.
end up being a decent player.
I just think he's too like he doesn't have his man like he doesn't have his man weight yet. You know what I mean? I feel like he's gonna get abused in the league a little bit. That's the problem with like the new drafts these days. I feel like all the kids that are gonna come in, they're just gonna get straight ran over. Like maybe not
like what
Bedard.
happened in Chicago or
Yeah.
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 Dude, you really think Bedard's not gonna get hit this year? He's gonna go up against Ryan Reeves and get his freaking head taken
Dude,
off.
Flamingo is gonna kill him.
Bro,
Kill
Ben Reeves will
anybody.
kill Flamingo too.
Yeah, Flamingo is gonna come in with a flying pecker, bro.
Buddy, Ryan Reeves is the guy who like walks in your house and takes a sip of your milk from the jug and puts it back. It's just thanks, mom, and leaves. You know?
But doesn't drink the whole thing. He just leaves.
No,
enough
yeah, he leaves a
for
little bit.
Walks out with a milk
Or
mustache.
no, he doesn't even put it back in the fridge. He like takes it out, looks like the dad in the house dead in the eye, takes a swig, leaves it on the counter with the cap off, and he's like, I'm the captain now.
Thanks, pops.
Yeah.
I'm your daddy.
Thank me for drinking your milk. He's the guy in the NHL right now.
You just touched legendary.
Zach Cassian, I don't know where he went. Lucic isn't going to fight anybody no more. He had the chance to fight Revo last year, didn't happen, so Reeves is the guy.
All right, boys. Before we get into our season preview for the Anaheim Ducks, we're going to play a little bit of a game here. We're going to draft our starting 6 Anaheim Ducks of all time. So 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, and a goalie. And why don't we start with Jared, and we'll just go around in a circle like this.
Timmy Solani.
So
Damn it.
I'm gonna go Paul Correa.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, buddy was legendary.
He was
on this.
legendary, and
He
he's a
was
local
good.
boy.
He was a little underrated
He's
too.
from here.
Yeah, he is.
Ryan Getzlaf.
Okay,
Wow.
sure.
He's only the leading point getter.
Who cares? It's
Oh yeah?
He
Chris
just
Pronger.
that's fine. Scott Niedermeyer.
That was
Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and take their greatest goalie, Jay Shiger.
That's fine. Buddy's getting dusted.
you're,
He's a-
you're toasted.
yeah, dude,
Okay, who are the goalies you're going to pick, though?
that's
John
fine.
Gibson?
Yeah.
That's your pick? Oh,
Yeah.
now your team's going to lose. You got no one.
Frederick Anderson.
When did
He-
Freddie Anderson play for?
He played for the
In
Ducks.
Start of
Yeah, he did.
his career.
Yeah, but that's not who I'm gonna pick, anyways. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't even say his name, like that means you're gonna pick him.
No, I'm gonna pick Corey Perry.
Oh,
Yeah, buddy.
darn it.
Cam Fowler.
Okay.
Dude, buddy's just getting
Okay.
toasted.
Richard Raquel.
Bobby Ryan.
Oh,
How did I
actually
forget
got
Bobby
my pick.
Ryan, bro?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh,
Dude, my
man.
starters
Dude, I
are
can only
good.
think of him from Anaheim.
Yeah.
Jakob Silverberg.
Okay.
Nathan Gerby. So I've got defenseman. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna throw a curveball here. I'm gonna throw a real.
What curveball?
Come on, let's hear it.
Oh,
What's the curve? Come on, let's go.
Trevor Zegras.
That's not a curveball. It's a good
But I feel
player.
like he's not good enough yet to be like in like that talk. You know?
I'm gonna go Chris Kunitz.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Buddy, you picked Jakob Silverberg.
Who was a better player on the Ducks than Chris Kunitz ever was on the Ducks?
No, he was not. Kunitz was goated.
On the
Anyway,
Penguins, not on the Ducks.
He was goated on the Ducks too.
Francois Beauchemin.
Okay,
All
bro.
right, man.
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
Nick Delorier.
Dude, I'm surprised.
Buddy, I like my gritty players.
I'm gonna go with Jonas Hiller.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's not a bad pick for goaltenders.
Dude,
I don't
he's
mind.
probably the second greatest Duck goaltender.
Probably.
I got all my picks now.
Who do I have left for forwards? Andy McDonald.
Who?
Andy McDonald. He was a captain for a number of years. Good player. Solid player.
How many years?
Your team's
Got a
getting,
couple.
your
I've
team's
never heard that
getting,
guy before.
your team's getting dusted, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
You know what? I took a goalie though.
You know what I can
so-
appreciate though? You always pick the players to like bring to light that nobody really gives a shit about. So that's good.
Yeah, I just have Ryan Getzlaf, the greatest Duck of all time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's one dude. That's one brother up there.
Yeah, I got the best forward of all time and the best goalie. Like, what are you guys talking about? Trash talk.
I'm still taking Gibby as their best goalie, man. Gibson was sick.
No, Gibson, no.
I love Gibson.
Dude, Jonas Hiller was better than Gibson. Yeah, the second
No.
greatest Duck goalie of all time.
Jonas Hiller was the greatest right-handed catcher of all time.
He was nuts, bro. No, Kiprusoff.
Kiprusoff didn't catch right. He was
Yeah,
a
he
left
did. I
catcher.
thought he
He
did.
was lefty.
No, who am I thinking of? Oh, Thomas Vokoun.
He was a righty.
Yeah, he was. He was goated, dude.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
He was all right.
Who are you going for your last pick?
I have a picture.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I got my last defenseman. I got Cam Fowler.
I already picked Cam
Did you
Fowler,
pick-
bud.
Oh, I'm getting Hampus Lindholm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was actually, although he's in Boston now, he was actually sick when he was in.
Yeah, he was good. He was nuts. Technical difficulty.
Technical difficulties there.
All right, jumping into a season preview here for the Anaheim Ducks. So last season they go 23 wins, 47 losses, and 12 overtime losses. Poor enough for 8th in the Pacific Division. They missed the playoffs. Top scorer last year was Trevor Zegras with 23 goals, 42 assists, and 65 points. Just a quick recap of last year, boys.
Such a star player, that Zegras, man. He's so close to point per game.
So
close.
So worth to be on the
65
NHL
points in
cover,
82
you know.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think obviously they tanked last year for Bedard. They could have finished probably a little bit higher if they really put it.
Bro, they did their job. They did tank the right way.
Yeah,
should've
they
got
did
first
tank.
overall.
I know, but
And
of
then they
course,
still muffined it with their second pick.
Chicago ends up getting the first pick. Wow, NHL is so realistic.
It's you ever like play like NHL when like you like instead of just saying you get drafted and like be a promoted, like you just pick the team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what happened here.
yeah.
That means like Bedard, you're going to Chicago.
You think he would have picked Arizona since he loves
He
Arizona?
does love
so
Arizona.
much.
He loves.
But that would have been too obvious, though.
Yeah. That's Chicago's not though.
It's
But-
less obvious than Arizona
No,
and his boy.
I feel like everybody knew. There was literally so many videos out there saying he's going to Chicago.
Yeah.
Like everyone knew. It was getting to a point where it was ridiculous.
Batman's like, I don't want him to go to the Kansas City Coyotes. I'd rather him go to Chicago.
Yeah, because there's no snow in Kansas City, right?
Dude, Salt Lake. They're not going to Salt Lake. Anyways.
Yeah.
I personally see them going to Salt Lake or Houston.
Coyotes like warm weather. We've been through this.
They can change the team name, man.
But
Just
why?
because the team name's Coyotes doesn't mean that go somewhere warm.
What are they going to change to? The Salt City Slickers?
No, the Salt City Peppers.
Yeah.
That's good, actually. I love that.
What's a cold animal? Like a buck? Like a deer? You know?
Salt Lake City Deer, actually, I don't mind that. That's kind of
The Bucks.
a Salt Lake City.
It sounds like a
Bucks.
7-year-old like junior team. Like, yeah, like little antlers in your jersey, you know? You can't afford like the name patches on the back, so they all look the same
Well,
number.
at least that matches Arizona's, type of franchise. Just no money, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
At least they show up in style.
They do match.
And they spent the organization's whole cap on the fucking suits for the draft. They spent their whole thing. Oh, boys, y'all gotta get these nice Versace, like up and down, whatever. And they're gonna be the exact same red.
But he shows up in a Fendi belt. Did you see that?
Yeah, like, come on, man.
Oh
wrong
my
with you?
god.
And then you whiff it on the draft.
I don't-
Your boys messed up, man.
yeah,
Arizona's
No
a
words.
joke.
they are a joke. In terms of significant departures and additions for the Ducks, they didn't have much roster turnover over the summer. They lose Anthony Stolarz and Kevin Shattenkirk in free agency.
Shat and shit.
Shattenkirk. Remember going to that Canucks game and we were like talking about Shattenkirk the entire time?
Dude, remember he was on the ice
He
for the
walked like for almost 30 minutes
Yeah.
in that game. It was so funny.
Shatner.
Matthew Kachuk is better. Ollie Levy. That guy was getting choked.
Yeah, dude. Hopefully, speaking of Canucks, quick thing. I hope Jet Wu makes the team next year.
Jet Wu.
Yeah.
He won't make the team. It's too
He
much.
won't.
They brought in too many free agents this year to back up their defensive depth, so I don't think he'll crack the team. But
I hope, dude, it's gonna, he's gotta leave then, dude, because he's almost he's just there. He's knocking on the door, man. But yeah, I hope
He's turning on the Jets.
Yeah.
Oh. He's gonna try and woo the fans.
Okay.
Okay, all right, man. And then the Ducks bring in Radko Gudas and Alex Killorn to add to their lineup.
Two
I
great
think
pickups.
pretty good additions for the team.
I think Alex Killorn hit 70 this year. He hit 68 last year.
That's only 2 more points.
It's only
not that
2
hard to
more
do.
points.
It's not that hard to do.
And
Also,
plus-
he's playing on Tampa Bay though.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. Is on Anaheim, he's gonna get the puck more probably.
Yeah, that's fair actually.
I think he hit 70.
I think-
like, go on.
I think Gudis is a big pickup for them though.
Huge pickup.
They need the protection.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Too many small forwards.
Yeah,
they
too
need-
many young.
they
They're so
need-
young. Like they're too.
Yeah.
To be fair, man, I think it's like they got a lot of problems going on. I think they need to get. They obviously need to get rid of Gibson. He doesn't. He said that he does not want to stay there at all. He said he's never playing a game for the Ducks again.
Never.
I think they need to trade him for like a younger goalie, or just get some picks back. Whatever.
They'll probably end up being picks and
It probably will.
some salary to compensate. So.
Something for him.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is the first NHL season for their head coach Greg Corin.
Who?
He was the head coach of the AHL Colorado Eagles.
Mm.
Yeah,
Because that always works well, bringing up your AHL coach.
it does. Look at Mike Sullivan. Mike Sullivan was the AHL head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Wilkes-Barre.
The Wilkes Grant Penguins.
Yeah, he was. And then they brought him up to Pittsburgh when not Mike Sullivan, forgetting his name, Johnston got fired. And then they won 2 cups back to back.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Mike Sullivan was the assistant coach for Tortorella in the.
Yeah, he
in
did that
Vancouver.
too.
And then he went to the AHL after that.
Yeah, and then he went to
Oh, really?
Wilkes-Barre, yeah. And then they brought him up when
I didn't know
Johnston
that.
got fired. 'Cause Johnston was just a garbage. He was
I don't even know who that is. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Who?
even coach in the NHL anymore. So that explains who he is.
And so the Ducks' projected lineup, they're looking at a top 6 of Adam Henrique, Zegers, and Terry as their first line. Their second line, Killorn, McTavish, and Strome. I honestly think that's not a bad top 6. There's a lot of offensive punch there. They could do a little bit of damage to some teams, at least in the regular season, with that top 6.
Yeah, I just think the biggest problem that I have with Anaheim is they're just too young. Like, Zegers is coming into his own. He is still young. But Mason McTavish is a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Or he's 20. I can't remember exactly. But he's still very young, and they're already putting him up in top 6. And they're strictly putting him up in top 6 because they don't have anybody else to fill that gap.
No, they don't have anyone.
You know, like, he is a good player. Don't get it wrong. Troy Terry's starting to come into his own. He
Yeah.
kind of had a weird year last year, but Henrique's decent. It's good that they have Killorn now, but they're just too young, man. They need to get some better ever since Getzlaff left, they don't really have that, you know.
I think they need to bolster their bottom 6.
Their
they-
bottom 6
their
isn't
bottom 6
looking that good.
That's
right
what I'm
now.
saying. They
Yeah.
look kind of dusty, not gonna lie. But
Yeah, they got on the third line projected Vetrano, Lundstrom, and Silverberg. Feel bad for Silverberg. I think he was a good player for the Ducks, and they just haven't done anything with him. I feel bad for the guy.
To be fair though, but their second line could easily be a third line anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Where do you think Leo Carlsson slots in?
I think
First?
no.
You don't
No,
think so?
no, he
What,
third
second?
line.
I say
Third?
third. They need to
Yeah.
put on third to
No.
have some competition
So-
on third lines pairing against and try and get some experience.
With that based on alone, what have you taken Fatilli? Because Fatilli's a first line guy.
Oh, easy. 100%.
Or second, maybe
I would
put him,
just-
slot
I would-
him on the second line, right?
I would say drop McTavish down to third line center and then put Fantilli in at number 2nd.
Yeah,
And,
but it's too bad they didn't draft Fantilli.
yeah, because they're bums. Because
Yeah.
they don't know what they're doing.
Makes no sense.
No sense. Watch them pop off in Columbus and then just be like, yeah, Anaheim, you're garbage.
I have a sneaky feeling he might win the Calder, but who knows?
Depends if Bedard gets his head taken off his shoulders in the first quarter of the season.
Any other year, Fatilli goes number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
or Michikov. Dude, he was highly rated too. Just
Nah.
got a bad attitude problem.
Why do I feel like this is the new Jack Eichel McDavid situation?
Yeah.
Number 2's not looking so bad now, huh? Now my daughter.
Oh, who do you think wins a cup first, Bedard or Fatilli?
Fantilli.
No,
dude, seriously,
In Columbus?
Fantilli.
Yes, dude.
In
Look at
Columbus?
their roster right now. They shouldn't have even been as bad as they were last year.
Yeah, well, there's just
Dude, that first line alone could easily be top 5 in the league right now.
I think they got some good depth on D,
What?
like we said.
Between Gaudreau, Laine, and Fantilli.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Chicago for a second, but no,
No.
Columbus. Yeah, yeah.
That's a really nasty.
Taylor Hall, boys!
Corey Perry. Gary Cronin.
CP1.
Oh my
God.
And so just rounding up their forward lines, you got Brock McGinn, Sam Carrick, and Max Jones on the fourth line. Just some guys filling up their fourth line. Just
Those are
some
bodies,
guys.
bro.
Yeah, they
Those are guys you see at the park when you're trying to play like a pickup game. You're like, hey, you guys want to play?
We'll pay you like $750,000.
You want me to teach you how to shoot a missile? Shout out Green Machine.
Yeah.
And then in terms of defense pairings, I really like their top four. You got Cam Fowler and Jamie Drysdale on the top pairing, and Radko Gudas and Robert Hagg on the second pairing.
Honestly, I think they need to get rid of Cam Fowler. I don't think he fits their mold. Well, I mean, he's a good player, like, don't get me wrong, but like he's just like their core guys are so young that like Cam Fowler's kind of wasting his career there, don't you think? Just a little bit.
I think if he wants to kill his career, he should go to Vancouver and do a proper. Any chance to throw shots, I'm sorry.
Team guy.
Oh,
No, but honestly though, I think a team like the Rangers could use him. I think Tampa could, if they could find a way to get under the cap with him, they could definitely use him. A contender team could definitely use him, and then Anaheim would get a first prospect, and I think they'd be better off getting rid of him.
First and a prospect, they'd be reasonable.
I think they'd be better off getting rid of him, but that's my opinion.
And then, just another bunch of guys on their third pairing. Colin White and Urho Vakanainen.
Colin White's a little underrated.
Colin White?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think he's just another
Is
guy.
this the same Colin White from like the Sanders?
No. Sorry, Colton White.
Colton White.
Okay. Colin White plays for the Panthers.
Yeah, Colin White played for the Panthers last year. That's my bad. Colton White.
Colton White.
Yeah, Colin White's a forward.
Yeah.
So,
I was saying like, I don't know who Colton White is. Sounds like
just a bunch of guys again.
Sounds like a good neighbor. You know?
He does actually.
Yeah,
he hosts neighborhood barbecues every
Hey,
now
Colton,
and
how's
then.
it going? Hey,
Yeah,
we have a barbecue with the kids and maybe bring the wife. You know? That's the kind of
Maybe bring the wife.
maybe bring the wife, maybe not. You know, gonna have some
not.
Gonna have some non-alcoholic like Bud Light and like come hang over.
Bud Light.
And then for your goaltenders for Anaheim, as of right now, you have John
Yes.
Gibson as a starter and then Lucas Dostal backing him up.
Okay, one thing I will say, that Dostal guy, he's actually not bad. He's kind of streaky. I've seen him play. There's like some games he looks like he could be like a decent like netminder, and then there's other games where I'm like, where'd you come from? Like, where do you train? You know? Like, it's cute. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's the kind of guy who's like over here or he's over here. I've seen him make 45 saves on a shutout, and then I've seen him make like 3 saves on like 3 goals on 6 shots.
Yeah,
Like muffins.
I don't think their goaltending thing is like they're not bad, like he said, but like Gibson's not playing there, so it really depends on who they're getting back. They're not getting a goalie that's like equivalent
I would
to the
happily
level,
take.
unless they take Demko
Who?
or whatever.
Demko?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, well, they can take Markstrom and I can take Gibson.
Even that, like
I would be happy.
I
with
could
that.
see something like that happening. He's not going to Pittsburgh because Yari signed a $5 million deal for no reason. I don't know
For how
why.
many years?
Huh?
How many years?
4.
That's a little much.
See you boys in the playoffs in half a decade.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. Yari's a local Surrey boy, so you always got to shout out Yari. So, but yeah, no. To wrap that up, though, you got to see what they do with their goaltending. I think yet again, like, goes to a contending team or a team that's like just on the cusp of making the playoffs, and then he's a game changer, so he'll make a team go to the playoffs.
Team guy.
Yeah.
Just not a team guy in Anaheim. That's about
Yeah.
it.
I will never play a game.
Ever.
We've got 3 big questions for the Ducks leading into the next season. So first one is, if and when does John Gibson get traded? Where is he going?
You got to trade him before the season starts,
Before training camp.
or he's gonna get a bunch of fines. He's not, and their whole team dynamic is gonna get ruined. I honestly, like, I don't know why, but I'm feeling like he's gonna get traded to an Eastern Conference team. Like, what happens? Like, they trade out Carter Hart, like, from Philly, and
Saying
then
this straight up swap Hart for Gibson?
I mean, dude, Hart's young enough to be on that team.
I have a feeling he's going to get traded to an Eastern Conference team that wears yellow with a penguin on their chest. Just the way he started saying that, I was like, He's gonna get traded to like a certain team that just signed some bum that they're gonna trade.
No, they're keeping Yari, dude.
Yeah, he's not
It's already and we already got our backup. We got rid of finally KCD Bum. KCD Bum.
Deluxe Smith.
Dude, I don't know. No, but honestly, I think he's gonna go to an Eastern Conference team. I don't see Anaheim trading him West. I just and then I have to play him like consistently over like all the time.
He's not going West.
He's
but
not.
just
Man, that jersey would look nice on him.
He's not going
to
West.
Calgary.
It would look nice. That one wouldn't, but that one.
He's
would.
not going West.
No, I could see. Yeah, Philly, not going to New York or either New Jersey might not be a bad option.
What about
actually.
Columbus?
Or hypothetical 3-way trade.
I'll hear this out.
Okay. Somehow they make it work. I'm not a GM for the NHL, so I don't know about this.
Okay.
Get your GM
John
hat
Gibson.
on. GM hat. Let's go.
So John Gibson goes to Philadelphia. Carter Hart goes to Calgary.
Oh my god.
Okay. And then Jacob Markstrom gets. I don't care where he goes. I guess someone. I guess someone has to go to Anaheim. He's going to Anaheim.
No, he's going to the KHL, bro.
He's washed. He's gonna play beach volleyball and miss those too.
Any GMs that are watching this out there, he's your guy, man.
Jared will sign for $100 a season.
Buddy, I will sign for a league minimum, like $100K a year. I'll do it for that.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll go through the stress of that.
Calgary Flames, call up your boy.
All right, Jared's back. GM Jared's going.
Now that Jared's back, does Leo Carlsson crack this roster?
100% you have. I think you have. You literally, you did not take Fatilli. I don't care if he's not good the first year. He has to make that roster.
Even third line, he needs to get experience. He needs to get it now.
You have to put him on the team. Like, if you don't, that was a mistake. You messed up the draft.
Yeah.
Why draft someone second overall if you're like, oh, we'll just let him get some experience in the minor leagues? No, you play him right now.
You have
And then where does he play? Fourth line, third line, second line?
Third line.
third line. I think he starts third line, finishes on the first.
No, I think he starts third and then he's finished on the second.
Yeah.
Either
no.
or. I'll bet you a case of prime that he finishes on the first.
There's no way they're gonna, dude.
No.
They're so hard for Zegras, bro. There's no way they're gonna let that kid go down the second line.
Zegers can go wing.
Yeah, but they're not gonna do it.
No.
I
They're
don't know.
not going to do it.
I think he finishes on the first line. I will bet a case of prime against Zegers.
I'll take you up on that, dude.
Let's go.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm witnessing this transaction.
Yeah.
the best thing for Leo Carlsson's development is to play third line minutes against easy competition, so he can ease his way into the NHL, learn the ropes a little bit, get used to the NHL size ice, right? Like I don't see a world in which Anaheim feels comfortable putting him up on first line unless he's just absolutely lighting it up, which I don't think he will on this current Ducks roster. It's not going to happen.
Time will tell, but honestly, like I said, case of prime, he ends up on the first line by the end of the season.
Okay, I'll take you up on that.
Yeah.
And the guy who's currently on the first line, Trevor Zegras, does he finally reach the place where we can call him a bona fide NHL superstar this year?
No, I think in maybe 1 more year, 2 more years, he does.
Man, I can't wait to see 4 lacrosse schools this year, or 4 Michigans. I can't wait to see those 4 crazy goals, and then,
We actually call it the Sidney Crosby goal, but we won't talk about that.
No.
Anyways, no, but I don't know. I give it 2 years. I think Zegras will be definitely a bona fide number 1 center. If not, I think his roof is not the bona fide number 1. I think his floor is number 2.
Okay, I'm pretty harsh on the kid. I don't like that. It doesn't really matter. I just can't handle the whole he's a superstar talk. It's like he's never even come close to playing per game, bro. You can't be calling him a superstar yet. You know what I mean?
No.
But the thing is, with social media now and everything else, he made the cover of the game. He has these crazy goals. Don't get it wrong. With those goals, don't win games.
Yeah. In terms of marketing, he's a top 3 superstar.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going to say the same thing.
But marketing does not win you hockey games.
Yeah,
No,
it brings money to the organization, sure, but it doesn't win.
I think it's just a revenue thing. You said it best. I was literally.
You know how many
point.
You know how many girls they probably brought into the thing? Like, oh my god, Trevor Zegras.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
At least half of their arena is just filled with teenage and college girls just watching Trevor Zegras.
Yeah.
Can you deny it? Can you deny that?
I join in too.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's Trevor Zegras, man. He's an absolute stud.
He's a
What-
beauty. He's a beauty.
Yeah, but why? You like it?
Have you seen the kid? Oh boy. All right, switching gears now to Jared, laugh it up, buddy. Most underrated
That's a
Arizona Coyote of all time. I would like to start this one off, actually. Radim Verbata, I think, is the most underrated Coyote in their franchise history. So for me, he finished fourth all time in Coyotes scoring history, behind a couple decent players in Shane Doan, Jeremy Roenick.
Decent players.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think if Verbata was on any other team for an extended period of time, he's putting up 30, 35 goals a season, cracks 40 maybe one season, right? And I think he has the qualities to be on a second line of a Stanley Cup winning team. He was a good player for them, and he doesn't get enough credit for that.
I agree.
Why do I feel like I know who he's going to say?
No, but dude, I'm going at this from a different angle. Like, I honestly think Shane Doan is the most underrated Arizona Coyote player.
He's the most.
Yeah, hold on one sec. Despite being the franchise leader in like a lot of statistics, all of those
statistics.
Yeah, but despite that, all of his achievements went overlooked outside of Arizona. Nobody gave a shit about what he did. Like, do you ever really hear any Shane Doan talk?
He's a
Hall of Famer. Yes, I get that. And I'm coming at it from, if we're talking strictly like Shane Doan. Nobody talks about him.
Yeah, but when you do talk about Shane Doan, you think of Arizona.
Yeah, that's the issue though.
But it's not the fact it's Shane Doan's underrated. It's the fact that's a shit organization with no followers.
And that's what I'm saying though. But if he was on another team, his hype would be way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming at it from a different angle. Yes, I understand. He's the franchise leading player. But
so you're kind of making a comparison here to let's say Barkov at the end of his career at Florida.
yeah, exactly. Same thing.
I can understand that comparison. I just don't agree with you. Barkov.
And if not that, and if not Shane Doan, then Mikhail Bodker.
Oh, isn't that guy in the Kachuk shadow? Isn't that guy?
Anyways, yeah.
Everything's got to go back to Kachuk with this guy.
We're gonna tally up how many times he speaks about Kachuk throughout the season.
I'll never forget him.
No, but if not Shane Doan, then Mikhail Bodker.
Yeah.
I think he lit it up in Arizona. Nobody ever talks about it. And then he got traded to where? Where did he get traded to, Matt?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then he did nothing for.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I think I have a couple go-to picks here.
A couple.
I couldn't really pick on one because they're kind of in the same boat. Michael Stone, when he played for Arizona, you know how that is?
Yeah, I know. I agree.
Mark Stone's older brother, or
Yeah.
younger brother, I can't remember. But he's
Older brother.
Older brother.
Yeah.
One of the best slap shots I've ever seen. That's all he can do. You can't defend. He can barely skate, but his slap shot, dude. He also just retired from Calgary, so we're gonna stop there. However, the guy who I thought you was gonna say, Taylor Hall.
Oh yeah.
He played 1 year there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was underrated there.
Yeah, exactly. I know. To be fair, the most OG underrated player for Arizona, Phil Kessel.
I was just gonna say the same thing. No, dude, those 3 years, nobody said
talked about
nothing.
Phil
Nobody
Kessel.
said nothing.
I thought he
about him.
retired.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, and
And he
look,
just comes out of it, wins a cup of Vegas. No
look,
big deal.
look who they traded to Arizona. Like Phil Kessel, future Hall of Famer, undeniable.
Oh yeah.
Undeniable. And then who do we get back?
Alex
Alex
Galchenyuk.
Galchen. Who?
Hey, it doesn't even
Where's
play
he
in
been
the league
playing
anymore.
right now?
But
He's in the A.
He got signed to
Colorado.
yeah.
Yeah, but he'll be playing in the
Yeah,
AHL.
he's gonna play
There's
in the
nothing-
AHL.
There's no way.
Yeah,
He
dude.
puts up 30 goals.
Everybody thinks, oh, you know what, we'll take a gamble on him and we'll make him the 30 goal scorer that he was in Montreal, but it doesn't work. So stop. He's not a good player.
If you didn't know, he's a very big fan of Phil Kessel and was sad to see him leave.
Yeah, I'm pissed, bro. Best hot dog eating man alive.
We'll get to that later. Save your Hall Dogs picks for later, boys. So last season, the Arizona Coyotes finished with 28 wins, 40 losses, and 14 overtime losses. Bad enough again for 7th in the Central. They missed the playoffs. Top scorer Clayton Keller with 37 goals, 49 assists for 86 points.
Such a good player.
No, honestly, I like Clayton Keller, but like speaking of Arizona, dude, they need to stop taking these salary dump players. Like,
Why?
Because I think it's getting to a point where it's like you can't build. Like, yeah, I get it. They get the picks and everything, but at the end of the day, they're not doing anything with their picks.
You gotta think, Clayton Keller's the only really good player on the team.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's gonna want out soon. He's probably so done with their crap by now. He's putting up over a point per game, like season after season. He's like, dude, I just want to go win, bro. I'm carrying this team on my back, and we're not getting anywhere.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, if they actually just built the natural way, everybody who like has a bad contract, they're like, oh, who are we gonna trade him to?
Arizona.
Arizona. Yeah.
No one's ever done a cap dump in Vancouver in a long time.
No, but still, even then, they're like,
Yeah, but like that's where you go to die.
yeah, I guess JT, right? Like,
JT.
can't look.
Zach Casson should have went back there. He went to Arizona instead.
Yeah. You know who I'd like to see you guys get back? Edler.
Can't skate anymore.
Yeah,
Ollie
but
Levy.
it's like a
38-year-old like old Swede.
reunion tour.
Alex Edler. He could actually lace a hit.
Dude, he was good.
He was
man.
a crusher,
He was
yeah.
good when he was young.
He was one of your guys' best defensemen.
Yeah.
One of the best.
I miss
Well,
Willie Mitchell.
No, Hamuse. Hamuse.
Dad
Hamuse was solid
Hamuse.
for us.
He was
Yeah.
one of the better defense. He was, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was probably the best defenseman.
No, it's Quinn Hughes now.
No, I'm talking about
Back in the day.
back then.
Or
Bieksa.
They had the deepest defense in the league back in the day, man. You got Ehrhoff, Edler, Hamhus, Bieksa,
You see him?
Salo.
See him? He's just dropping a tear right now.
Sammy Soto.
Dude, Sammy Solo.
Sammy
Solo
one nut.
nut.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my
Man,
God.
I really liked watching like the Willie Mitchell highlights, like when he got punched out by Jerome McGinley. The goated flame. Sorry guys, I had to.
Yeah, it's okay.
I had to-
For significant departures and additions, all they lose is Christian Fisher. Not much there. They bring in a decent amount of talent, though. They trade for Sean Zuri from LA, and then they sign Alex Kerfoot, Nick Bustad, your boy Troy Stetcher, and Jason Zucker.
Dude, you know how much that pisses me off? We traded this little rat at the deadline, right? And he comes there. He came to Calgary with no goals.
Yeah.
Probably like freaking 12 points.
Yeah.
Little bum ass, little 5 foot nothing, little nose that can't skate, goes to Calgary, starts playing pretty decent on a third pairing, right?
Yeah.
Goes back and signs in Arizona. What's wrong with you? He's like, oh man, I just like living out there and stuff. Like skateboarding.
Everybody just goes there to get the bag.
Yeah.
But he's not gonna get the bag.
No, but speaking of the bag, like Zucker.
God,
This is
bad.
This is what I'm talking about, though. Like, this is what I'm saying. Arizona, why did you sign Zucker? It's
Yeah.
no, I know, I get that, but you're gonna take away from all your younger players for a guy that's probably not gonna do that much for you.
They don't
It
really
makes
have that
no-
many younger players right now, though. is
No,
the thing.
but and that's another problem, right? Salary cap dump players always go there, or if you want to get a bag, go to fucking Arizona. You know?
Or
So-
Calgary, I guess.
Yeah, or Calgary, yeah. I mean, Cadre. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. That's another one of the worst contracts I've ever seen in my life, man.
Yeah, it's going to age terribly. Actually, it already has.
It already has. It's
Yeah.
only been one season, and it already has.
Yeah.
It's like everybody else but the Flames saw that coming.
Yeah, it's going to make the Louis Eriksson contract look good.
Okay, let's not talk about
Yeah, let's not go.
Eriksson.
Whoa.
Dude.
Let's not go that far. Ollie Levy. Let's not. We don't want to go there. Right.
So let's quickly run through the forward lines here for Arizona for next year. And honestly, it's not looking good. You got Clayton Keller, Nick Bustad, and Nick Schmaltz as your first line. Your second line projected Jason Zucker, Barrett Hayton, and Lawson Krause. Third line, Matthias Macadeli, Travis Boyd, and Alex Kerfoot. And then a fourth line of Liam O'Brien, Jack McBain, and Dylan Gunther.
This is an AHL team.
I actually like Alex Kerfoot.
I think you should make it on the second line on that team.
Yeah, honestly, I actually like him. Like, he's one of the
He's a good
only
player.
He's one of the only players I like. I hate Jason Zucker. Like, I don't
know why teams continue to pay that guy boatloads of money.
Oh my God, dude! It's like after when he was in Minnesota, he was good. Like, he wasn't bad.
Second line player.
Yeah, he wasn't. He
Yeah.
wasn't bad, right? But like when he went to Pity, it was like everybody just went nuts, and like I hated that trade. And now he's going to Arizona, so have fun in Arizona, man. Like,
Yeah.
he just
I've never seen anybody go out of the way to sign in Arizona. You know what I mean?
It's four
Like,
bags.
Can you think of the last time a decently well-known player was like, man, I want to go to Arizona?
Shame Dome.
How long ago? Yeah, but that's when that team was like kind of not competitive, but they were better.
They made it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, like they were better than now.
Yeah, they were. Mike Smith kind of held that team together, but easily he did.
He needs to get back in his truck and go back on his route.
Mike Smith, they don't go that far when they versed LA. They don't go that far if Mike Smith wasn't there. That's for sure.
They go farther if Mike Smith got a haircut.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he could actually see the puck.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, but he can't stop our puck from our end on the dump end. And then he gets him. He's like, "What happened?" It's like, well, maybe if you were sleeping.
Hey, he scored a lot of goals, more than Nick Ritchie.
The Daryl Sutter effect.
Yeah. And then you guys get his brother.
That's actually not what happened. So we had Brett Ritchie. We had Brett Ritchie, the pylon, and then we traded him for his brother from Arizona, Nick Ritchie, the bigger pylon.
You guys just upgraded pylons, went from like a size 1 to 2.
Yeah, but like the one had 0 points.
Yeah, I know.
Better looking pylon.
It worked out well for you guys.
Man, we had. Dude, I can't wrap my brain around this. Going into a shootout, you have to score this goal to keep the season alive. So, you know,
Daryl Sutter
we've
makes the best
got
coaching
Jonathan
decisions.
Huberdeau, we've got Elias Lindholm, we've got Tyler Toffoli, we've got Nazem Kadri. Yo, fuck that. Let's get Nick Ritchie in there. Let's get a fourth line guy who's never even performed in a shootout since like the juniors.
He had a good game that day, though.
He did.
He did.
Lights out.
He earned that shot.
No. He's what, like 33 or something, you know, like fourth line, like struggling. Struggling. Can you imagine feeling that right there? Like, you know, like lean forward for a second, like, you know, you got Daryl Sutter here, like looking around, right? Going through his list. Like, walks past Huberdeau, Huberdeau's one of these, all of them getting the nod, boys, just ghosts him. Tyler, ghosts him. Lindholm, ghosts him.
Dude, I feel.
Hey, Nick, hey, Richie, hey, you're in. He's like, coach, let me... Skates on the ice, and then he gets the puck, he's like... And then he tries to go, like, sideways and do some weird, like, black magic and voodoo, like, backhand, like he's, like, Nikita Kucherov. And all Buddy has to do is just drop the boom on him, just, like, lay down halfway, and he's like... And then he skates off like, oh man, what was I supposed to do there? Like anything else. Like you were better off just skating up and putting a clapper into his chest.
Can you imagine if he comes in and just claps it?
I'd rather that.
Yeah.
But
Man.
if he scores, though, Daryl Sutter is just
Oh, he
heralded
looks-
as the greatest
Oh,
coach of all
that's the
time.
thing, though,
That's
right?
the thing. He looks like he has this like next level like old head intuition.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, see how he puts. You know what he said in the post game interview? Oh, well, I saw him score him in juniors 15 years ago.
He has
really
the book
think-
on him.
You really think that goalie hasn't gotten better in 15 years?
But Richie got better, too.
No.
Dude, clearly he got better if he's
Also-
put in.
We're also forgetting that was against UC Soros. He was a Vezina runner-up last year. But Nick Ritchie, boys, that guy.
He should have been a Hart candidate.
Yeah.
I'm getting like fired up like talking about this.
At that point, you seemed like he was a Hart candidate, was
Yeah.
it not? Like,
Yeah.
dude, too much faith. That's why he's gone, bro. A little bit of sabotage, I think. I think Daryl Sutter saw this team and he's like, yeah, we're not going far. Let's just go home early. Pack it up, boys.
Yeah.
You meet you on the green, boys.
Yeah. Four.
Does that mean that you might go back to my farm? Or, whatever.
He was good in LA.
He was good in LA.
You know who was good in LA? You know who was good in LA? Anze Kopitar, Dustin Brown, Drew Doughty. They were good in LA. All Daryl Sutter had to do is take his Muppet ass nose and start pointing on his fucking clipboard like,
That's what he tried to do with Richie.
yeah, look what happened. And he won the Jack Adams last year because Matthew Tkachuk and Johnny Gaudreau put the team on their back, right? He's like, but I turned Johnny into a defensive player. No, he didn't. He's in Columbus, -40. You didn't turn him into anything. You just scared the kid. You just scarred him. Anyway, let's move on.
Now he's got to
Yeah.
deal with Babcock. So.
Yeah, good luck.
So the
Well, I
defensive
felt so
pairings
I
for
felt so good, boys.
Arizona is not looking much better than their forward lines. We got Sean Desuri, Joshua Brown as their second pair, JJ Moser and Victor Soderstrom as the first pairing, and then on the third pair, Yusuf Alamaki and Troy Stechter.
Oh, wow. I wonder who drafted Yusuf Alabaki. Brad Treliving. Another first-round pick. Had to pick him up on waivers. This whole episode could just be like mistakes by the Flames.
I think Arizona is just a mistake, dude.
Yusuf Alamaki, man. If he's on your... Oh, my God.
Dude, honestly, like, they're like, what can they do?
They're just going to be leaking goals next
That's what
year.
I'm saying. They're not going to get
Dude,
anywhere until they move.
They're getting canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, dude, honestly, like it's a joke that they actually like. I know we joke about it in this podcast, but it's a joke. The arena that they play in, like it's bad for the
It's
league.
embarrassing.
It's bad for the business. It's a joke, and their organization's a joke.
Let me get my GM cap on here for a minute.
And nothing's gonna happen until they leave.
So what's going to happen is they're going to go to Kansas City, right? They're going to partner up with the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is going to fund half the team himself, right? And then they're going to get this like crazy huge following, and then like win the cup in like probably like 40 to 50 years. But by that time, Gary Bettman will be like long gone, right? Yeah. So then like they'll be able to figure it out from there. That's my prediction.
Bet you up on whole prime that happens.
What happened, guys? What are we talking about?
Deal?
Yeah, dude, I'm not the dude.
If we're still around by then, but
that was GM someone else.
GMJ.
What they talk about, it's not my business. Like now I'm back.
yeah,
now,
you're back.
So take lemonade, by the way. It's a new flavor.
The two things that I do sort of like about Arizona are their goalies. You got Carol Vejmelka, and Connor Ingram.
You can't even say his name. That's how bad they are. Like, Jesus Christ.
Look,
Vejmelka
I'm
is
trying to
straight-
give him some credit
Buddy,
somewhere.
Vejmelka's hot garbage. That guy sucks. That's what I'm saying. This team is so trash from top to bottom. Buddy, I'm happily taking the Calgary Wranglers over this team in 7 games all day long.
I'm taking the Abbotsford Canucks over
Dude,
them,
seriously,
bro.
Jack Rathbone would outskate the entire team.
Dude, Jet Wu would deke circles around them.
He would jet and woo the whole crowd.
You know what we should do? We should do an EA simulation with either the Wranglers or the Abbey Canucks against the Coyotes in the 7-game series. And
You need to get
Fuka.
Fukafuji in there.
Oh, shout out Fukafuji. The best
Japanese
NHL
goalie.
Best NHL, what was it, 16, 15? I don't care. The best goalie ever. Ever.
I don't know his first name. All I know is he played in Japan. Fukafuji.
Fukafuji, if you guys don't know, look him up. Best Japanese goalie of all
Goated.
time.
At the time, it was Reimer, too.
Yeah.
Reimer was nuts
Yeah.
in that game.
Yeah,
It was insane.
Reimer was nuts. Reimer. Drop your comments down below. We want to know who you guys think are like one of the worst rated NHL players, but are just cracked in NHL for no reason.
Anyway.
Anyways, so 3 big questions for Arizona. We've already talked about this a lot. Will they relocate?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, where to?
Kansas City.
You know why?
Why?
What do you think? Coyotes don't go in snow. Dude, they're not going to Salt Lake.
Oh my god.
We've been over this. They're not going to Salt Lake. Salt Lake's cold. Coyotes don't like cold. They like to be warm in their ecosystems or whatever, right? Kansas City sounds like a nice place. Never been there, so I can't confirm, right? But they have like a decent like following for their football team,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's
Yeah.
so done with this. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I
They're
know.
not, dude. They're not going to wherever else you said.
They're not
Or
go-
Texas.
They're not going to Houston.
Houston could be another
Houston
good option.
is in Texas, by the way.
I know,
It's just
but like
a-
it's like beside like Dallas or whatever.
Outside of close.
He's,
Austin?
he's geographically impaired, just so you know. But anyways, yeah, dude, I think give it 2 years. I like this goes back to what I was saying, right? Like, it's a joke that they're playing in that many like that arena. They're a joke of a franchise. As soon as they move, they're good to go.
Hot take: they turn into the Atlanta Thrashers.
Oh my god, dude!
Can you imagine?
I would love.
I would
for-
love it.
I would honestly. I really liked Atlanta's jerseys.
I like the Atlanta Flames jerseys.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
But no, like the Atlanta Thrashers, I think that now that we was playing on the Rangers, there's like no OG like Thrashers anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Dude,
the Jet-
gone out of
on the Jets it was.
organization.
but I think Arizona can turn back into them.
I would love
See
to
it.
see. I'd love to see it happen, man. I think Atlanta needs a team again. Like you picked Atlanta.
time's the
You
charm.
picked Atlanta over Arizona. Like,
I
what
think
do you think?
the market in Atlanta would be way bigger. I think
Now.
yeah, now, but like, man, like, what else are you gonna do though? Like, okay, so you're gonna relocate here, and then, well, okay, here's the gamble that the NHL has to realize: what if they relocate? No one gives a shit.
Well, they're not.
You know?
Like, I think
Like-
they're too far gone.
That's what I mean. Like, what happens? Okay, so we relocate to Kansas City, spend $1 billion on the arena. Nobody comes to those games because the team is garbage. Okay, so let's go into a 15-year rebuild. By that point, the team's gonna have the same problems it has now. Maybe it does relocate to Salt Lake City by that point. They call themselves the Salt Lake City Crackheads, right? And then they're gonna take another 50 years to rebuild. By that time, there'll be 48 teams in the NHL, like 4 teams in Alberta, right? And then
Where are they playing? Red Deer in Athabasca?
no, you have the Calgary Flames, who'll be 3-time Cup winners by that point. The Edmonton Oilers, right? And then you'll have like the Lethbridge Thieves, and then like the Banff like Broncos or something, right?
Yeah.
And then Vancouver will have a second team on like Vancouver Island, call it the Victoria,
Or the Surrey
the
Snickers.
Surrey Snickers. Surrey could have its own team.
Surrey could have its own
Surrey-
team. Shout out to you, Surrey.
Surrey could.
No, but
Surrey could have its own team.
no, but actually though, like I think they could. Like maybe Arizona moves there. Maybe they move to
I
Surrey.
don't want them.
Yeah, well,
I don't want that team.
I would take him just to get a Surrey team, so I don't have to make my way down to Vancouver.
Genuinely, though, they should make. I think that they could actually bring in more teams, but by that point, like, it wouldn't even matter.
I
The
think
world
they're-
might be over by then too. An asteroid might have hit us. The world's burned up. Who knows?
I don't think we'll ever see Arizona win a cup in our lifetime.
No.
Nope.
I
That's
don't
a
think-
that's a fair bet.
I don't think we'll ever see it.
I'd be willing to bet all the prom I've ever seen that never happens.
Dude, I would be willing to bet my mother for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it will never happen. Shout out to you, Mom.
The
Sorry.
only way that ever happens is like, can you imagine if like, for whatever reason, like the NHL calls in all the star players from each team, like, guys, we got a problem here. All you are getting traded to Arizona. Like, Arizona's gonna work out with your teams. All you guys are going to Arizona. Arizona turns like some crazy like all-star.
Do you guys think that Clayton Keller refuses to play for the team if they stay in at Bullet Arena for the next couple of years?
I don't think he refuses to play. I think he requests a trade.
I think he requests a trade too. I mean, I don't think he's willing to pay the fines. You get fined if you don't play.
Yeah.
If you refuse to play. But also at the same time, it might be a good idea to refuse to play.
Because it would force Bettman's hand to be like, all right, we'll move the team.
Yeah, but not only that, like it creates a new culture in the world of NHL. Like players can now refuse to play for teams.
Yeah. Just
And-
refuse to accept mediocrity.
I mean, and dude, they should.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a part of the reason, right? Like, why don't we have super teams? I know it's like, nobody likes super teams, but like, dude, can you imagine if like the guy ever like they were like, okay, no, I want to trade here. I'm not playing for you guys next year. And then they trade him to like Tampa, like whoever it is, like whoever the
Yeah.
player, right?
Well, I think too, like, I don't think that Clayton Keller would request a trade because of the arena. I think he's just done being on that team, man. Like, that team is washed, and they've been washed for so long. And you could tell, like, he's a good player that he doesn't need to be there. He needs to be somewhere where he can actually put his skills, like, to work.
Mm-hmm.
Playing on that team with the bums that play there, and he still puts up point per game, dude. I mean, like, you deserve to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
You deserve to be in, like, a big market, like, cold weather, like, red jerseys.
Oh,
You know?
Oh my goodness, man. Seriously? When he said big market cold weather, I'm like, New York, that makes sense.
Yeah,
For the
makes
guy is
sense.
American, right? And then he just goes red jerseys.
Yeah.
Dude,
Carolina.
Detroit.
Oh yeah, Detroit's colder than Carolina. Carolina's warm.
Detroit's a bigger market. than-
Canadian, you know, is in the West. No, all jokes aside, though, I think he does need to be on a team that's good. I don't care where he goes. I think that I feel bad for that guy, man. Like,
Mhm.
honest, I don't think he is happy there. When's the last time you saw Clayton Keller, like, score a goal and smile?
You think?
I don't think I've ever seen Clayton Keller
Never.
highlights, to be perfectly honest.
Do you think he's gonna go down as the? You know how we were just talking about the most overlooked, right?
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah, if for some reason he just
End up staying.
gets stuck on that team, he'll
He'll go
be
down
the
as
most underrated player that's ever played for that team.
yeah.
Man,
Well,
that would feel so good, man. I was the best player on, like, the worst team in the league. Like, I'm the go to this team. I'm the go to these AHLers.
I am
Shout out
the
Shane
man
Keller.
of this.
I am him.
And then one last question about the Arizona Coyotes. With some of the veterans that they brought in this year, do you think some of the younger players can take a little bit of a step this year and try to push them beyond the last in that division?
I think it's. I don't like going back to what I said. I don't think it's a good idea. I get it. You get one guy that's like a veteran, like shows up, captain worthy, like sure, but like guys like I really don't like this Jason Zucker signing.
Who even is the captain of that team right now?
Barrett Hayton.
Yeah, exactly,
Who?
Barrett
exactly.
Hayton.
I don't even know who that is, bro.
That's what I'm saying though. Like I think they're gonna overshadow the players, the younger players. So yes, maybe Clayton Keller takes another step. Yeah, but other than that, no, I don't. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but that's kind of what I.
That team's. She done, boys. It's done. Like, it's over for them.
Dude, the writing's on the wall. It's
been
over.
a little
You can
while.
tell Bettman, like, if Bettman put the same amount of energy that he has in the Arizona Coyotes, he could, like, fix the sport.
He could.
But he's like, no, man, we're gonna save these Arizona Coyotes.
We're gonna
We're
make
gonna-
it work, boys.
We're gonna make it work. You know, we're gonna get rid of fighting and we're gonna get rid of all the good shit in hockey. But we're gonna figure it out with this team right here, boys.
That's the thing. Speaking of like fighting, like I think the refs just gotta let these guys go.
Dude, let them
When
get.
what was that goalie fight last year that almost happened? Fleury and Bennington.
Yeah.
I was watching that game and I'm like, oh, they're gonna go. I want to see this man. I want to see Bennington get his booty absolutely clapped by Fleury here, and then the linesman just step in.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's another part of that aspect that the NHL needs to bring back is, dude, you just gotta say screw it. Let these guys drop the mitts, man.
Yep.
Dude, you know how exciting it was going to an NHL game as a kid. Weren't you like, oh man, I hope there's a fight tonight?
I still hope that.
Yeah, but come on, like now it's like there's not gonna be a fight tonight.
Yeah.
Well, I found like at least in the last like probably 5 or 6 seasons, the only time a clean fight gets off is if.
Go on.
Think about it, though. The only way an actual good fight goes off is if like something happens in the corner and then they start beating the shit out of each other before the refs actually come over.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I thought you were gonna say
Okay.
something about Calgary. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, but
Well, they do have some of the. Dude, in the last 5 years, they have had some of the best scraps. Let's be real. Goalie fights, line brawls, and stuff.
yeah, no, definitely. I definitely
All those
agree.
players are now not there anymore. So
No,
it's
but
okay.
like to wrap like the whole thing up though as a whole, biggest thing is they need a new arena. If they don't get a new arena, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Like that's can we not agree on
That's
that?
fair.
That's the biggest thing they need to do right now. If they get a new arena, we'll work with it. Okay, we'll try again for another 10 years.
10-year rebuild.
Yeah, and then we'll go from there, man. But that's the biggest thing they need to do is get a new arena. Maybe get some guys who aren't going to wear the same suits and focus on their suits more. But whatever, like you know.
You know they're doing like they're like at the suit place. Like, boys, who should we take in the draft? Oh, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We're looking good tonight, boys. Let's have some fun. You know, try to have some fun. It's not about winning, getting 2 picks in the first round, but like, let's just and one of the deepest draft classes
Yeah.
2016. But let's, we got a little pimping tonight.
Let's get the Fendi belts out, boys, and let's get ready to go.
I want the Louis Vuitton.
All right, shifting gears a little bit. We've come to that point in the podcast where we'd like to give a huge shout out to our sponsors for this video. And our sponsors for this video is, again, we've got an amazing company behind us. No one.
Because we're broke.
But that's where you guys come in. If you guys want to see us keep crushing it and getting better and better, please like, subscribe, and follow, and send it to all your friends so we can keep talking that stick.
After that, man.
That was a rough one.
Ugh.
That was grimy. It's okay though.
Oh boy. All right, now we're getting into something a little bit more fun. We're looking at the Boston Bruins. But before we take a look at the year that was for them and project a little bit of their forward lines and a couple other things with that for next season, I'd like to pick your guys' brains into if you were to pick one player from the Boston's history and add them to their current team, who would that player be?
Okay, honestly, I think the obvious one, like, I'm not going to say Bobby Orr because everybody would have said
He's gonna
Bobby
say
Orr.
Chara.
I wasn't going to say Chara. I was going to say Ray Bork.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ray Bork in his prime. Dude, that storyline alone is pretty wholesome. I mean, played all his career with Colorado. Was it Colorado? I can't remember. Anyways, but he goes.
No, he got. I believe
Oh, he got traded to
he
Colorado.
got traded to Colorado in that
thank
year
you.
and won the
Yeah,
cup.
yeah, and won the cup. But Ray Bork on the you're right. Sorry, Ray Bork on the Bruins though, he was pretty nasty, dude. And like, I wasn't gonna go Bobby Orr because everybody was gonna pick Bobby Orr. Wasn't gonna go Zdeno Chara because he just played there. So yeah, that's my pick. I think Ray Bork would be a good guy there.
I'll let you go. I got mine cooking. I know. I'm happy with my pick.
You're happy with your pick?
I want to see what you got, Matt.
So right now, with both Patrice Bergeron and David Krejci's careers up in the air, we don't know what's happening with them. They could re-sign again with Boston, but most signs are pointing to that they won't. So they need some centers. So who am I bringing back? Phil Esposito.
Yeah, that was my next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So him playing on the top line with Pasternak and Marchand, that is a sick first line. Esposito, Pasternak, Marchand, a line that can score, a line that can hit, a line that can get under your skin. It's got to be Esposito, in my opinion.
You know what's a sneaky one that I was thinking of? Nathan Horton.
Ooh.
When he was good for Boston. I thought he was a good player, man. And then he went to Columbus, and then, well, you guys know what.
You know what happened.
Connections.
Yeah.
See, my pick is such a joke. Okay, so although right now,
I swear to God, if you say again, lover, I'm gonna kill you. Was it again? Was it again?
I'm done, boys. I'm done.
okay, so we're gonna go to backup. Although right now they have Vezina caliber goalies, I love me some Tim Thomas.
Dude,
That's the most violent goalie I've ever seen.
One sec. Before we go on the mask, which mask? Which mask are we talking? Are we talking
Florida
this
mask?
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Goofy looking
Yeah,
mask.
dude, that was the best mask.
Okay, Tim Thomas though.
Yeah.
If any of you ever go watch Tim Thomas highlights, all you're gonna see is this. Ready? He's in his crease. Buddy gets in there, just smokes him like no hesitation. Takes his stick. That guy was like he must have had like some like kids that like disappointed him, or like hated his wife or something. Because that guy just brought some anger to the rink every game. Like if you skated by and like the smallest like swipe of ice went on him, like he's gonna follow you home. Like
He'll order a drone strike on you.
Yeah. All jokes aside, although he was like super, like he's just the grittiest, most hilarious, like he's like Jordan Binnington that doesn't suck and he's not like a child.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But he's also during that cup run he was nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He's the reason why
Luongo.
He's the reason why
that's a Nucks fan.
He's the reason why they won the cup.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know,
We couldn't score when we needed to.
I like Allmark, I like Swayman, they're all great, but like no one is like Tim Thomas. Like that guy was just straight goated, honestly.
Sorry,
I don't care, man.
4-0.
I don't care.
Tim Thomas just couldn't show up.
Yep.
Sorry,
That's
Luongo. Luong who?
Yeah, but who's in the hall? Luongo is.
Tim Thomas.
Thomas.
Well, yeah,
Tim Thomas
no, he's
isn't
not
in
going to
the
make it to
hall.
the
Yeah,
hall.
but when they both played for Florida at separate times, like Tim Thomas is massively blew
No,
out of the water.
They played at the same time, too. For I think it was a season they played together.
Was there one?
No.
Yeah, no, it was. I
No,
promise
Tim
you.
Thomas went to Florida fairly soon after he won a cup with Boston.
It was
Vancouver.
2 years after. Once Tuukka
Yeah.
took over.
Luongo didn't go to Florida for a number of years after that cup run.
Somebody fact check me on that. I'm pretty sure.
No, they didn't play together. I would have remembered the news headlines.
Somebody fact check me.
Like Luongo got beat up in the parking lot.
Yeah,
you probably did.
yeah. Someone was pumping someone's tires.
Okay, that's one question I've always actually had with the NHL though. Like, you have these rivalries that people that just absolutely hate each other on the ice. What happens to them become teammates? Like, do you think they have a conversation like, "Hey man, like I was on a different team"? That's one thing I've actually always wondered in the back of my brain. Like, even like, say for example, Marchand, in whatever reason, because he's from here, he plays for Vancouver. Vancouver hates Boston. Everybody hates Marchand. Everybody in that locker room probably hates him.
Yeah.
What do you think the conversation looks like? Although they're happy that that caliber of player and like he's on their team now, didn't they just squash all beef?
I think in the NHL, there's a lot to be said about respect for players off the ice. Like on the ice, it's do or die. Like fisticuffs are flying. If you got to do what you got to do to win. Off the ice, I think a lot of these NHL players have respect for each other.
And they leave it on the ice then.
Yeah, 100%. So then if you get traded to another team, like you might go up to a couple of players and be like, "Hey, man, I know we had that scrap earlier, or I gave you a concussion, or whatever. Hey, sorry, man. Buds now." And then, yeah, cool, man. Let's go for dinner.
Yeah, cool.
Like,
No, but honestly, all's forgiven.
Yeah.
Like he said, to jump on that, everything's left on the ice at that point.
That's one question I've always wondered, like, because I know, like, it'd be pretty interesting, like, if somebody ran up on me during a game and, like, Eggy Vander Kane, for example, there's no way that guy should be welcome in, like, any locker room. But he seems to be always, like, apparently they love him in Edmonton.
It's a good place for him.
Yeah.
He gets to play with McJesus and.
Where do you think he practiced that whole, like, body shot?
Oh, did you hear about Evander Kane? How he played in the beer league?
Yeah,
and then he changed his name?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Dude, that's so him, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I love Evander Kane. Shout out to you, man. Honestly.
I'm not a fan.
I
No,
like
he's local boy, I'll give him that.
The only reason why people don't like him is because of this.
No, the reason I don't like him is because of them and where he plays. And he's from there,
Yeah.
yeah.
as I guess I am.
Dude, but that's my favorite photo of those. You know when he's holding the money?
Or no, when he's like kissing at the girl like in
Yes.
Vegas or whatever. That's pretty
Dude,
hilarious.
you gotta love players and respect players like that just because like you need You need a McGregor kind of guy, you know?
You just need personality. Like
Yeah.
if McDavid had more personality, the league would be so much better
That
off.
guy-
He's not
Yeah.
just walking out there like a stale cracker.
That's
That
what I
guy's
mean.
white bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's vanilla ice cream at Baskin Robbins.
No, that's what I mean, right?
Right.
He's the type of guy to go to IHOP and order the steak. Like seriously, bro. Like that's
He
how
gets plain
plain.
pancakes with like no, like just butter.
Or yeah,
No
syrup,
butter.
no butter.
Just
the
dry
pancakes.
pancakes.
He's
Yeah.
the type of guy to go to Burger King and get the pancakes. So
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like seriously, that's how stale he is.
he goes to McDonald's like had like 2 buns.
Yeah. Gets the McPickle.
I'll have a McDouble, please. Hold the meat.
Yeah.
Just add the pickles.
Oh boy.
I'll have a McFlurry with like non-whips, like
Just the
if
cold,
there's
please.
milk. I just want a cup of milk. Like
Yeah.
He needs some milk.
some milk.
So Boston Bruins last year, they have the best regular season in NHL history. 65 wins, 12 losses, 5 overtime losses. We're first in the Pacific, but they lose in the first round to Florida. Their top scorer from last year was David Pastrnak with 61 goals, 52 assists, and 113 points.
Such a crazy season he had, man.
I don't think they
Honestly.
repeat.
Not even close.
I think Allmark is. I think next year he's going to go back to being average.
Well, look all they just lost.
Well, and that's
we'll
the
get
thing.
into that. They
No, no,
lost
they
a
just
lot.
lost
and that's the thing, dude. You know, it's such jokes because it's like they clearly got rid of Taylor Hall to sign Tyler Bertuzzi, right? And then Bertuzzi turns around and he goes to Toronto. So now they just and
They
Taylor
lost
Hall
him.
was one of their better players in the playoffs.
Yeah, he was up there
third
too.
line.
Yeah, but still, he was producing points wise. He was one of the best players on the team at the time.
Points wise, yeah.
Yeah, points wise, they were
You know.
strictly points, right?
They just lost Taylor Hall. They just lost Tyler Bertuzzi. They just lost Paul or who's their defenseman? They just lost.
Orlov.
Yep.
Orlov,
They
yeah.
lost who? Like they lost a bunch of players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let me run through those names quickly. So they lost Taylor Hall,
Yeah.
Nick Foligno, Dmitry
Flamingo.
Orlov, Nick Flamingo, Dmitry Orlov. They also lose Connor Clifton, Tyler Bertuzzi, Garnet Hathaway, and Mike Riley.
They don't
Even Garnet Hathaway, that's a big loss.
Yeah,
He was
they
really after
lose.
the deadline.
A lot of high-end talent and some depth this
Yeah.
year.
And you know what though, like that's part of the reason why I think Allmark's gonna go back to being average.
Yeah.
I think he just had a stellar season because of the defense that was in front of him and just the team. Plus, what does a year more do for Bergeron and Krejci? Like
Well, they as of right now, they're not signed.
I know, but come on, Bergeron's coming back for one more year.
Krejci most likely isn't, from what I've heard.
I don't know. I heard like he.
Come on, Dave.
I know like Bruce Cassidy. No, sorry. I know Cassidy. Like he was a big reason why he wanted to leave Boston. I know he's in Vegas now, but I'm hearing that because like the relationship with Boston now and Krejci is getting better, just because Cassidy's not there. And I don't know if you noticed, but that Cassidy, like he had to let the leash go in Vegas.
Yeah,
That was a
then they
huge-
win the cup.
Yeah, well, look what happened, right?
Yeah.
Did you hear what happened when as soon as Cassidy signed with Vegas?
Yeah, Krejci was like,
No.
come back.
No, Bergeron called, I forget the Vegas player, but somebody called, I think it was Mark Stone. But Mark Stone called Bergeron, told him, and Bergeron said, "You guys are going to win the cup next year."
Yeah.
And look what happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cassidy was coming off. Didn't Boston win the President's Trophy? Do pretty well the season before this
yeah,
one?
they did do pretty
Yeah.
well.
They didn't win the Presidents, but they won.
They were top of the league
Yeah.
for sure. They were up there.
No, but
They were top of the league. They got eliminated first round.
Yeah, but that's not what he's saying. He's
No,
saying during
for
the
regular season.
Yeah, they were pretty decent.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
They were pretty decent, man. And Bruce Cassidy's a good coach, man. But the thing is like Bergeron, Bergeron said he was okay with Cassidy, right?
Mhm.
But like yet again, like you really think Bergeron's getting the treatment that the bottom 6 guys are getting?
And Bergeron's not the kind of guy in my head, at least, that he's gonna go and call people out for things.
That's
He's just
what
gonna say what people want to hear.
That's what I mean, right? So
Yeah.
like I don't know. I'm hearing Krejci wants to come back now that the relationship is it's getting better.
We'll have
Plus,
to
like,
see if
where's he
that-
gonna go?
He'd probably just retire, go back and play in Europe like he did the previous time
Yeah,
this happened. But
time will tell, right? At that
Yeah.
point.
so Boston doesn't bring in much reinforcements to cover what they lost. They bring in Morgan Geeky, Milan Lucic, our boy Kevin Shattenkirk, and JVR.
I love the Lucic signing.
Why is James Van Zoom? You go.
No, I love the Lucic signing. That's the only signing. I don't like it because of what he's gonna produce. I just like him coming back.
You seen those memes where it's like Lucic is on like the like the revenge tour. He goes back to Boston. He's gonna murk everybody.
Yeah.
Going back to Boston, he's gonna wear that jersey again and just turn into a killer like he was when he played.
What
He's
if-
gonna put up 30 goals again.
What if he does?
Imagine.
What if he does? How pissed would you be? How mad would you be?
Wait, the fact we paid him $6 million to do nothing. If they pay him $1 million to like go off,
Yeah, how mad would you be?
not happy.
How much points do you think he puts up next year?
20.
15.
12.
15.
How many pims though?
Like 215.
No, okay, that's too much.
I say like around like 175.
I'd say 120.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, I think he's gonna be in the box all
Hey,
game.
the JVR signing too, like that's not that bad either.
That I don't think that's.
I don't think it's Taylor Hall or Tyler Bertuzzi work, but like
It's something.
it's something, right? Like you got to pick up something. I mean, like you said, how close are they to the cap? They're pretty.
They're like pretty much capped out
That's what
right
I mean.
now.
And they're gonna get Bergeron at a hometown discount.
if they get him.
He's coming back.
Well, yeah, he won't go anywhere else, but it'd just be in terms of trying to get him at a number. That's
I think he's gonna
fit.
go for one more, try to get one more cup run.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then they don't, and then he retires.
All right, top 6 for Boston for next year. Brad Marchand, Pavel Zacha, and David Pastrnak as your first line. Second line, JVR, Charlie Coyle, and Jake DeBrusk.
That's a third line at best.
It's like I said,
But again, they just lost their second line.
Yeah.
Basically.
They lost their entire second line,
yeah.
pretty much.
They need to go out there. I think they're going to do it at the trade deadline. They need to go out there and get some goal scoring.
Yeah,
They're-
they've got Pastrnak and Marchand, and that's
That's about it.
about it.
The rest of them are two ways. If you're
Yeah.
JVR too, he's a good little not
He's
as what he
older.
was before,
Yeah.
but like he can still put up the numbers. I think they just need goal scoring, and Allmark needs to show that he can do it again. If he does it again, I will sit here and say I was wrong. But I think he's going to be average next year.
He needs to ignite that inner Tim Thomas and just,
Or that inner Tuca shit, but yeah.
Oh my god, dude. That's so funny. When you say that, I remember this interview with like Tuukka Rask, like talking about something stupid, and his face is just hilarious.
He looks like he took a shit.
All the time. Not like that. He just looks like there's just nobody home sometimes.
Yeah.
He's like getting asked questions. He's like,
There's nothing behiing those eyes.
yeah, dude. Like he's got rocks in his brain. Like you can like whip, you can like hear him like hitting against the side of his skull. Like he's a Morocco walking down the road. Like an empty pill bottle.
Then the bottom 6 is not looking as deep as last year. For their third line, AJ Greer, Morgan Geekie, and Trent Frederick. And their fourth line, Patrick Brown, Jacob Lukau, and Milan Lucic. It's not the same depth that they had last year for their third and fourth
And
lines.
plus, how crushing of it, like the momentum from last year, like getting defeated like that,
Yeah.
that lasts.
Oh, dude, that's gonna
It
be in your
will.
head, and the fans will tear you up for it too,
Oh, yeah.
especially Boston fans.
And especially if they don't put up what they did last year.
Dude, I don't think they make the playoffs next year.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, like when we do our season prediction video at the end of going through all these previews, my hot take is gonna be that Boston doesn't make it. into the
Who
playoffs.
replaces him?
I could see Buffalo. That isn't a joke. I can actually see
I can see
Buffalo.
Buffalo making it.
If Ottawa can do maybe like one more thing to beef up their team a little bit, I could see Ottawa getting in.
Bro, I need to see Brady Kachuk in the playoffs.
Imagine
That would be a
Ottawa
menace.
versus Florida.
Yo, you know what I'm hearing is you know what I'm hearing? No, you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing Barkov for Brady and a couple picks. Can you imagine if
They
the
need to
two,
make that trade all day
Can you
long.
imagine if the twos
Like
like
Kachuk's on the same line would be absolutely
dude,
lethal.
that would be lethal, man. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that.
Make Matthew the captain, or Brady the assistant, and then just
Plus, like Ottawa, Barkov would do good in Ottawa.
I don't, dude.
Yeah.
I think
Barkov's just like
he's under and overrated.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know.
Like he's underrated, but he's also overrated at the same time, which is a really weird dynamic. But like you hear people say, "Oh, he's so good, but he's so underrated." Like, is he that good? Like he's not.
He's good.
He's
He's
good.
good. Yeah, he's definitely had a drop off this year, but like, he's in a weird.
I think Huberdeau made him better.
Yeah.
I think so. And I think vice versa. Like Barkov made him better as well.
Defense pairings for Boston are still looking pretty good for next year. Matt Grzelcyk and Charlie McAvoy in the first pair, Hampus Lindholm and Brandon Carlo in the second, Derek Forbort and Kevin Shattenkirk on the third pair.
That's pretty solid, dude.
It's not bad. I mean, Shattenkirk's just like
He's just there.
A minute muncher.
Yeah.
So what he did now, he's going to go into Boston and start playing 30 minutes a night. Charlie McAvoy plays 15 minutes of still
Charlie's like, yo, you
points.
can take this overtime, buddy. I just had too much Gato before it's game, so.
Shattenkirk just looks like he can play the whole game. Like, seriously.
He's just a monster. He's like, boys, I live on the elliptical. This is nothing. Like,
He's on the bike on the bench, like, just
you
going
know how plays just like does a VO2 max test once a day.
You know how Jack Hughes had like a 9-minute shift in the third period of one
The
game
longest
last year?
shift of all time.
Yeah, Shattenkirk's breaking that next year.
Oh, dude.
He puts up a 10-minute shift.
Dude, I don't know. Like, if you guys find that game where Anaheim played the Canucks, dude, you will understand what we're talking about. Buddy played, maybe obviously not 9 minutes, but he played pretty close.
Every time we looked up from talking to each other, we'd be like, "Oh, Shattenkirk's on the ice again?"
Dude, no, it was like the whole game. Like, dude, he's back out there. Like, why is he back out
And
there?
he put up no points.
No, nothing. Yeah. He let us just skate around, like did a couple checks, but like he was out there.
Yeah, and I'm like surprised. Like, you got Jamie Drysdale and Cam Fowler, who are your best defensemen, and you keep throwing out Shattenkirk.
I know. I just loved how like we're in like we look in like their ozone. It's like that's Shattenkirk. Like, there's no way he's out again. Like he just like it was just
Firing
TV
point shots all day.
And then you see him backskate, and then holy crap, it is Shattenkirk. He's still out there.
And he
you see him go for a line change. He's still out there. Boys.
And he just looked so refreshed.
Oh, he's just
the whole game, just looked like so clean. Seriously,
Cruising.
it was funny, man.
let's get the third line back out there.
Yeah, seriously.
And then we got the goalie tandem back again for next year, Allmark and Swayman, if they can sign Swayman, who's an RFA this year, but most likely he'll be back as well.
I hear good things about Swayman, that's for sure.
Yeah,
He told the
right
bag
move
in
for
game
sure.
7, but what are you gonna do?
Huh?
He told him the bag in game 7, but he still played really well.
Yeah, but like I said, like I don't know. I really think Allmark is overrated.
Me too.
I don't know why. Like I just don't think he's that good.
I'm-
Like he's good, but
Yeah, I'm predicting regression for him for this season. I don't think it'll be as good as the last. He'll be an above average goalie, but he's not going to be the Vezina winner he was last
So-
year.
do you think Valesky comes back?
Vasilevsky?
Vasilevsky, thank you.
No.
He's a little too old in my
Who's the next guy?
Jake Ottinger.
the next Vezina winner.
No, like who's the next bona fide number one goaltender?
Shesterkin, he'll bounce back.
I also
He's too
think
good.
Jake Ottinger is going to start coming into his own in Dallas.
I can
too.
see Jake Ottinger as well.
Yeah.
Sorokin for the first couple years in
Sorokin.
the island, I could see as well.
He's going to be there for a while.
He's going to be
Notice-
there for
He's
a
going to be there
while.
for a while.
You know how it's like Russian goalies now?
Russian goalies are the best in the game right
And
now.
you know
Yeah.
why? Because they get shot at home. So they
Yeah.
got to block those and like, you know.
Let me show Russia how to make a missile.
The 5Ds.
All right, Vassy, you're up.
Dive and dodge. Or, dude, they probably feel like machetes at them.
Yeah.
But that would teach them the opposite. Wouldn't teach them how to get out of the way of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what,
I was
that's
gonna
how
say
they,
anything,
that's how
but
they build the will.
yeah.
Like,
A hockey puck is nothing.
like
Compared to a
don't
missile.
you move. No helmet. See, that hurt? Like, takes his gear off, like, slice his chest. You're fine. Hockey puck's only 90 miles an hour of cold rubber.
Yeah.
Instead.
Pretty good. Yeah.
No, but I'm excited to see Allmark regress.
Can you imagine? They have all these players' moms behind the net, and he's like, hey, if you don't block, he's like, she's gonna die. Like, I'm gonna kill her. Like, you better block this. And that's when all these crazy goalies come into Russia. It's like, you guys don't know what I've been doing. Also, holy fuck.
Dude, they definitely look like they've been through
Dude,
something.
you look at those eyes, there's like a cold gaze.
Yeah.
There's like Patrick Bateman's running around. Like, it's like, you look at it, it's like, hey, how's it going? If he dies, he dies. That's like Ivan Buddy from Rocky 4. Like, you know, just they're just built. Like Ivan
They're just
Drago from
built
Rocky
different.
4. They are built different.
Ivan
bro.
Drago would knock anybody out in the
Can you
NHL now.
imagine when the skate just like he's skating, just like picks him up by his throat, just choke slams him, goes for a pin.
Done.
Dude, Russian goalies they're different, man.
So 3 big questions for Boston for this next season. We'll start off with what we've been talking about a little bit here with Patrice Bergeron and David Krejci. Do they come back next year?
Bergeron, 100%. Krejci, I'm 80%.
That is way higher than I am on Krejci.
I am 100%. I don't think either will come back.
I think Bergeron comes back for one more run.
I think I agree with you on that. I think Bergeron, if they had, let's say, gotten to the conference final this year, I think Bergeron would retire,
Yeah.
right? But because of that disappointment, he's like, fine, I'll come back. We'll try another run at it.
Yeah.
For Krejci, I'd give it maybe 15% chance he comes back. It's really hard for Boston right now with their cap. I don't see how they can try and fit both of them under, and Krejci just might be done.
Bergeron's gonna sign for like $1 million.
I don't
Maybe
think he comes-
2.
I don't think he comes back, man.
I think Bergeron's.
You don't
coming
pay a Selke winner like that money.
back. What did he get last year?
I think it was like 5
No,
or something in that range.
he was at 2. I thought
It wasn't that cheap. I don't think.
he was cheap.
I know it was cheap, but I don't
Bergeron?
think it was that
Yeah,
cheap.
Bergeron was at.
Can you get a quick fact check on that? Because I actually want to know what it was getting paid last
I
year.
don't think
Yeah.
it was less than 3. I might be wrong, but
Krejci was low. I know
Yeah.
that.
but Bergeron's still like a top center sometimes, man. Like,
I don't
his
think
face-off
Bergeron was
is-
coming off a short-term deal. I think he was coming off of a middle
You're
term
right.
deal.
5-year deal.
Yeah.
Five
Yeah.
mil. Sorry.
Okay,
Fine.
like, there's
Yeah.
no way they were paying him $1 million.
Yeah.
That's way too low.
No, but even then, like I think he's gonna drop down to maybe 3 or 2 or 3.
I'd say you do it for 3, but that's because they have to make it work with their cap. Like, they can only do what they can do.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, then they're gonna finally change the Selke award to the
The Bergeron award. But you gotta remember, they also can't trade anybody away to make cap room for a guy who might sign for 1 year. Like that doesn't make sense
No.
for the team.
No, they're not
No.
gonna do that.
So that's the reason why I don't think that it's not that he doesn't want to come back. I just think that they just can't make it work
Yeah.
unless he does take a hometown discount for like league minimum.
Mill.
Yeah,
I think.
I could see him coming back for 1 to 2 and then Krejci.
Yeah, I think he pulls the Phil Kessel and takes $1 million.
Are you seriously comparing?
Dude, why
Phil
do I feel
Kessel-
like- why do I-
Whose
First
career?
one.
Actually, Bergeron. I'm not
Why
even
do I-
gonna start that.
Why do
Yeah,
I feel like
no.
Phil Kessel's just gonna be taking like $1 million deals like for like every other team?
How
for, like,
many
the rest of
how
his
many
career?
cups does Bergeron have? 2?
1.
1,
How many does
11.
Kessel have?
3.
Whose career is better?
But Kessel has 2.5.
No, he
Dude, he
has
has 3. He got his name on the cup. Don't
Dude,
give him
he's got
half.
2.5.
He played
Yes.
all 82 games.
How
He
many in the
deserved. That doesn't matter.
It matters.
No, it doesn't. He was, dude. Everybody said they loved Kessel on the team.
Like, who are they
Of
going
course
to
they
do
love him.
after
It's
the
Phil
game
Kessel.
to talk to? They're going to Phil.
Yeah,
They're
dude.
going back to...
Phil, how'd you think of this? It was good.
No, but seriously though, dude, like Phil Kessel's such a good locker room
No,
guy.
he is.
Maybe not in Toronto.
Can you,
but-
oh yeah, well, who is though?
Yeah.
Toronto sucks to play for, dude. You can't walk down the street. He gets fucking shit.
My favorite thing is like when after he won his cup, he's like, "Yeah, I remember when you guys told me I wasn't gonna win any cups,
Yeah,
and now I'm a 3-time Stanley Cup champion."
What do you think about that here, Randy? Good one, Randy. Good one.
Yeah.
Holy, somebody get me a cup of cheese.
No, but honestly, to go back, like I don't know. Well, I think Bergeron signs 80% about Krejci.
You see that? Do you see that meme going on Instagram the other day? It was like, it was like breakfast of a Stanley Cup champion. It's Phil Kessel walking out of a McDonald's in sweatpants and sweats.
You know,
And he's got a McDonald's bag walking to his car. I'm like, that's so funny, man.
you know, he only drinks Coca-Cola.
Yeah, he really does drink water. He's like, I can't do it.
I can't drink Coca-Cola.
burns.
I can't drink water, boys.
Do the Bruins repeat as President's Trophy winners
No,
again?
no.
No.
I think Toronto has way too much. I don't even think they finished first in their division. You don't think they're making the playoffs, but I think Toronto is going to surpass them. I think Tampa's bouncing back next year.
I think Colorado bounces back.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so,
oh, definitely. But they're not
Yeah.
the same. They're not the same division.
They're also Landeskog also out for who knows how long at this
Yeah,
point.
Landeskog, I think his career might be over.
I think he's missing all of next season. For
He's
sure.
missing all of next season. I don't know if he comes back at all.
That's tough
And then to go off of that, do you think this team has enough in them? Let's say they make the playoffs. Okay, they probably will. I don't think they will, but they probably will. Do you think they have enough in them to make some sort of cup run for Bergeron?
No.
I don't think so, man. I think there's way better teams out there. Carolina, dude, they're knocking on the door. Carolina, first of all.
They've been knocking on the door for
I
a
know.
long time.
Florida, I don't think Florida goes that far. I don't think they go as far as they did this year. That's for sure.
Hey, but they signed OEL, so
You know?
Dude, they're winning the cup.
No, yeah.
OEL's elite, man,
Yeah.
especially for the contract they signed with too.
I think the Canucks
Elite.
legend. I think he's the best Canuck player of all time.
Yeah,
Yeah, easily.
easily. And
he should have been my Arizona underrated pick.
Oh yeah, eh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was nuts in Arizona.
he was.
He was good, but nobody
Yeah.
cared.
More-
Yeah, dude. Can we all agree? OEL.
No, I'm not.
Connor
agreeing.
Garland.
I'm staying with
Oh,
Radim
Connor
Verbata.
Garland,
I
yeah.
love
That
Radim
little
Verbata.
5 foot.
Redeem Verbata was good, man.
Yeah, no. I love
Where did
it.
Louis Eriksson play for before the Bruins? Was it Arizona?
Dallas.
Dallas. That's right.
I remember specifically watching an All-Star game, and they invited a couple of rookies to the game, and they had a rookie shootout. I remember the move that Louis Eriksson pulled on that. I'm like, this guy's really good. And then I remember he came to Vancouver. I'm like, he's coming off 30-goal season. This is it. He's going to play with the Sedins. We're going to win a cup. And then the first game he plays with us, he scores in an empty net on a delayed penalty call.
That's what you should have known.
That's what they should have known.
He was so good in Boston for that year.
Yep.
He was good, man.
And Jim Benning is just like, that's our guy.
I hope that guy never runs.
No.
a team.
Jim Benning, your guy was Ollie Levy.
Everyone was his guy. Jay Beagle, Antoine Roussel. He made some great signings, that Benning.
Jay Beagle.
Yeah.
You ever seen that guy's picture in NHL 18? He lives outside of school, brother.
Yeah. Honestly, I really hope Jim Benning does not have another GM job.
He won't.
He never
He
will.
won't.
He never will.
He's done. Dude, he destroyed your guys' team.
Dude,
Guys,
man.
you guys should just rebuild at this point. Like, you guys are done retooling. Every year you guys say, oh, we're just retooling. Every single year.
I think what they need to do is they need to trade JT Miller.
Yeah.
No, you
That's
can't.
all.
He has no trade clause now.
Is it
I
really?
know, but
Yeah,
like,
he kicked in on July 1st.
yeah, but he can still
sorry.
say the 10 team or 4
No,
teams.
it's a full no trade list. So he has he can't submit a teams that he'd be willing to be traded to. He has full control over which team he gets traded to.
Yeah, I think he will. Like,
No.
I don't think you guys keep him for the whole, or he gets bought out eventually. Not this year, not next year, but in 3 years.
I'm
he gets
sorry,
bought
man.
out.
You guys are stuck with that guy?
Yeah.
rough.
No, it is
He put
rough.
up more points than Hubert Duncan. Thanks everyone for tuning in to another episode of Talk That Stick. Look forward to next week where we'll be doing season previews of the Buffalo Sabres and your Calgary
Calgary
Flames.
And get ready to talk that stick. Please follow, subscribe, share it to your friends, boys.